Y'all, I'm on my way out to Burlington, North Carolina. Got some sheetrock to take out there this morning. I figured I would come out here and I'll come on here and deal with some NFL shit. And NFL should, at this point, stands for niggas fucking losing. That's what it should stand for at this point. There has been a controversy that has brewed up based on black coaches, or based on the non-hiring of black coaches over some of these white bulls. Now, some of you that follow the NFL closely may know more of these names than I do. I don't know many names. I didn't want to take time in their name. I want to deal with the institution that is the NFL that we've been talking about now for a while. And people are still ignoring it. Some of you may be familiar with the Rooney Rule. It was established in 2003. And the basic breakdown of the Rooney Rule is that it's like affirmative action for head positions in the NFL. Not as players, but as coaches and higher head coaches, coordinators, higher up positions that make more money on NFL teams. Now, this is still an issue. This rule was established in 2003. And I want to say it was steamrolled by one of the likes of Johnny Cochran. The more I learn about Johnny Cochran, this is even as me as still being a student of everything, all the fights that we've been on, all the fronts that we've been on fighting, as I'm still learning, the more respect I'm gaining for Johnny Cochran, even more so than I have for him prior to, just knowing that he was, at the end of his life, he was going to push to get black people reparations through the legal system. Now, this is established in 2003. This has been an issue with the NFL since the beginning. Now, some people will talk about Roger Goodell, I think it's Goodell, being the commissioner, but he's not the owner of the NFL. The owners are the owners of the NFL. He's just their front man, essentially. And I think maybe there's one NFL team owner. I could be wrong about that. But most of the owners, of course, are white. These are white folk. This is the same way that it's that glass ceiling that black people like to act like isn't there due to racism, due to institutional racism. We like to act like that ceiling is not there, like we're making progress, but that glass ceiling is still there. We know that black coaches and coordinators have the same, if not more, capability to lead a team or to be an offensive coordinator, to scheme up defenses and offenses. We know that black men have this ability. We know that. But when the league is mostly white folk, we know that their racism is going to take precedence over our talent. It always has, and it always will. They will only hire mostly black people as the players, as you know, that the NFL players, as far as the players are concerned, that's mostly black folk. We know this. Now, they having this issue. Some white boy done got a job. I don't know his name. I think it may have been for the Giants. He was some receiver coordinator or some shit like that. And he done got a job as a coach in a head position at the Giants. And there are black coaches out here that are more qualified that didn't get the job. When we talk about this wage gap that we are seeing here in the society, and have been seeing now for since the beginning, we have to look at institutions like the NFL and see why it's happening. Because we look at the NFL players and we see that they make a lot of money. We see that. But we never look at the owners and how much money they have to be able to pay these guys this much money. The wage gap continues to increase this way. And even in a situation where they're not giving black men head coach positions, because the Rooney Rule deals with minorities. They're telling them they have to at least interview a minority for these positions before just hiring someone. That's all the rule does. And I would say that that's really a failing, because all you're doing is saying, well, they have to put on a front and conduct an interview. They don't really have to take the black candidate serious. They just got to sit down with him, talk with him, shoot the shit with him, laugh, ha, kiki, shake his hand, and he can go about his business, as they're going to hire somebody that they knew they was going to hire from the beginning that's white. It's a sham. It's a goddamn phantom interview. just to say that they're meeting the quotas. That at least saying they're, because they don't have to hire, they just have to interview. I think the Rooney Rule falls short, and this is what we were aspiring, just to be interviewed, because we still understand that racism is a practice. Institutional racism is a practice to keep white people in power, in positions of power, as they're the ones that's wielding all this money. And then we look at this wage gap. This white man who isn't qualified going to get, I think he got like a $70 million, something up high up, 6 years, some shit like that. And now his family will eat for generations off of that. He'll eat. But black men aren't being able to get these opportunities as much as the white men are. Now, y'all know how I feel. To me, black men should just say, fuck the NFL completely, go have a seat, and watch the world change. Now, again, this has been a problem since before, because again, the Rooney Rule came into effect in 2003. That means it was a problem even before that. And black folks still finding excuses to support the NFL. Still finding reasons to. I even seen somebody send me a clip of Stephen A. Smith yelling about how he's so offended and black men are being railroaded. He's going to be taking this up with his friends and all this shit. Stephen A. Smith is what we would deem as, or what has been quantified as, a controlled opposition. And that's even if we can call this bitch ass nigga opposition. Because I'm, being kind even calling him that. He's, to me, just a coon. Because he sit back and watch this be the case, and he hasn't said anything. Since he started commentating sports, he ain't said shit. This been a thing. This isn't a new thing. The idea of the $40 million slave, this ain't new shit going on with the NFL. Their practices, the people who own these teams being racist as fuck, that will hire you to entertain them, but will not allow you to be in certain positions because then you're getting too close to the actual power structure. Roger Goodell, we know he just did this thing with Jay-Z, where they're supposed to be, I guess, trying to deal with the issues of racism, but we know that that's a fucking sham. Well, you should know that that's a fucking sham at this point, but we're still being ignorant of it because Jay-Z's involved. I don't know if Jay-Z's talking about this. Again, this is a fairly newer story for right now. But he could have been talking about that coming in. Like, look, y'all don't have enough black people in positions of power in this industry. Because that's all it is. It's just a fucking corporation. That's all the NFL is. You can look at it as sports. You can look at the NBA as sports, the NHL as sports, MLB. These are corporations. And the corporations are ran by white folk who control the rules of engagement, essentially. Who they hire, who they promote, who they put up. This has been an issue. This is why black folks should have been said fuck the NFL, and by now it wouldn't even be like this. But we still haven't done it yet. We still want to watch, make excuses to watch, talk about that's my team. No, it's not. That's some racist white man's team. That's whose team it is. You idiots continue to say this stupid ass shit. No, not even, I don't even think you think about how stupid you sound. My Cowboys. My Eagles. No, it's not. If you black, there's no reason you should be fucking talking like that. Because these teams are owned by racist white men. That's who owns these teams. Not you. You have no interest in them other than watching the games, cheering for whoever, buying merch, making these people rich as you continue to support. And as black players are continuing to know this is a thing, and they still playing because they're making a good amount of money. I'm not gonna say Alec, they are making millions of dollars to play this sport. But this is just another notch in the belt of white supremacy, as per where the NFL is concerned, and we don't seem to care. It shouldn't be good enough that they can just interview a black man and put him in a position of power to potentially put him in a position of power. That should be bullshit. Because they're still operating with racist views to keep black people, to keep us down. That's all it is. It's to keep us down. Same way they do in their businesses. They're not going to allow black people to ascend at top level. There's a glass ceiling there. Now, to me, at this point, I don't feel like we should be begging white folk for shit. Okay, motherfucker, you don't want to treat us right? Well, then we out. I mean, to me, it should be that simple. But I'm told that doesn't make any sense to black people. That's too much. That's too far, Rob, is what I'm told. But look at what's continuing to take place. So maybe what's too far is where we have to go to get some goddamn respect. Maybe that's where we need to go. Because too far, I mean, look at the lengths that they go through to keep you locked down, to keep you down, bottom cast in every industry that they own and they have and they control. What the fuck is too far? When they're continuing to treat people like that. Continuing to lock black people out of certain positions. As we go into their institutions, wanting to be in these positions, when I believe all we have to do is say, man, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. All the black coaches, coordinators, I don't give a damn if it's just security. Players, everybody walk the fuck up out of there. In unity. The NFL was shut down. It was shut the fuck down, y'all. Y'all stop watching it, supporting it, talking about my team like fucking idiots. Y'all stop doing all this shit. The world changes. The landscape changes. But we don't have the heart to make these types of strides to get respect. We don't have that type of heart. And we have to develop it, or we'll continue to go through this. And again, big shout out and big respect to Johnny Cochran. I don't know who else all was involved us trying to push this through, making this an issue. But we have a lot of black lawyers out here who y'all claim and we need more black lawyers. But if you look at what these black lawyers are actually doing, you will see that it's not much of anything. They could be bringing lawsuits up against these institutions. They could be doing that, but they're not. So they need to be held to task as well. It doesn't matter if you black and you got a law degree, if you sitting around still fueling the system of white supremacy. If you're still working for them, it don't matter. There's enough black lawyers to get together. If y'all want me to believe that this stuff matters, anyway, y'all, this is what y'all tell me anyway. I don't believe it. Because there's not enough radical, what would be called radical or revolutionary black people out here, period. In any position, there isn't enough of us. We still wanting to get along, to be included, to be given just enough not to starve. And we're okay with that. So again, y'all black people, y'all keep supporting the NFL. Y'all keep supporting them like idiots, like fools. And look what they continue to do. Because they know you're coming back. And they know you're coming back. They know you were raised on this idiocy and people care more about tradition than actual revolution. Changing the landscape of the entire fucking nation. And all it takes is us being in solidarity on something. I just talked about this shit the other day. In every institution, even if it's the NFL. When black folk get themselves together and come together, the world changes. That's what I'm seeing. I'm going to keep yelling this shit from the fucking mountaintops. I don't care if I'm being ignored. I'm going to keep yelling it regardless. Because all we got to do is get together and say, fuck it. We out. Y'all ain't going to treat us right? Okay, that's cool. Then we out. Then see what happens. Imagine a controversy that would cause the whole, everybody black, just walk the fuck up out of there. Come on, man. That'll change the fucking nation. But that's all the fuck I want to say. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Links to follow me on social media in the description box. Donate via Patreon, description box. Order a t-shirt from a brother. 2 links in the description box to order t-shirts. Y'all give y'all's comments, man. I want to see what y'all got to say about this. Because again, we don't have to support this shit. We're choosing to. We don't have to. This is a choice that we're making to allow institutions to be racist towards us, to keep us locked out, to keep us out of positions of power as we still cheering, talking about, oh, that's my team. That's all the fuck I want to say. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. I'm out.